Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great Class A motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. Folks, I haven't had one of these in years. This is a 2002 Winnebago Brave, and I've had a lot of Braves, but this is the model number 30W. This is a 30-foot long, small, to me anyway, small Class A with a slide out. Got 42,800 some odd miles on it. These are nice motorhomes because they're so small. They're perfect for state parks. I haven't had one of these in years, and every one of these I used to get, I mean, wouldn't even make it to the list online. And I consider this a very small Class A at 30 foot with a slide. But it's got big Class A room on the inside, and you'll see it here in a minute. I love these little 30Ws, and I don't get a chance to see one very often. But it is 30 feet long with one slide out. It's got the awning topper. Built on a Ford heavy-duty chassis. The 550 chassis got the 6.8 liter Triton V-10, 305 horsepower. More than enough to run this motorhome as fast as you want to go down the road. Got a 5,000-pound hitch on the back. Got a 4 kW Onan micro quiet generator with 73 hours on it running right now, powering everything up inside. You know, that's what I like about these little 30Ws, folks. They run on 30 amp service, so you don't have to pay extra for that 50 amp or go to a park that has limited 50 amp service, because 30 amps all you need for this little motorhome, folks. And you can see how much shorter it is than these other ones, because they're lined up on the front. You can see the butt end of these other ones, how much farther they stick back than this one. Neat little motorhome, folks, and look these things up online. You're not going to find many of them for sale. Got an awning. We're going to make sure it's in good shape. Of course, it's a Winnebago. I own one myself. Great brand. I consider them the perfect, or as close to perfect as humanly possible, combination of quality and value, because you can get higher up on the quality scale, but the value goes down because you're spending twice as much more, or vice versa. You can go cheaper, but your quality goes down with the price. So this is kind of right in the middle to me, a medium or a meeting point between quality and value, and that's a Winnebago, and that's why I love them. Winnebago builds 80% of their own parts in-house. To me, that was what bought me over when I bought my first one, because I deal with parts here, and Winnebago parts are so easy to get compared to everybody else's. If you need this compartment door, you need that fender skirt, you can call Winnebago, give them the VIN number to your motorhome, and they'll sell directly to the general public, and you'll have it. Even if you've got a 1975 Winnebago Brave, they'll have parts, or at least 80% of them, I should say. All the other brands, they buy all aftermarket parts from aftermarket vendors, including the frames. And when they get a few years old, either those vendors are out of business or they've made the part obsolete, and you have to either retrofit something or make it work. And sometimes that's easier said than done. But Winnebago, like I said, 80% of the parts. This is your outside radio. If that ever comes off driving down the road, you can get that exact same access door, even though this is a 2002 model. Other brands, if it was a 2002, you're SOL. But anyway, there's no delamination. Another thing I love about Winnebagos, they have a factory standard fiberglass roof. Very, very little maintenance. And I was going to point this out to you too, folks. I drove this coach because I'm now getting to where I want to drive these things before I sell them, so I can kind of tell you a little bit how they run and drive. I did notice the little glass right there is broken. No big deal. I'm going to have that fixed, so don't even worry about that. The windshield looks great. Still got the bugs on the front. We haven't washed it yet. I'm going to tell you, for a 15, almost 16-year-old motorhome, this thing's in really nice condition. And that 30W is very, very hard to find. And there's a lot of 33Us and 35Us and all that stuff. But, you know, they're 33, 35, 36 foot long. This is only a 30 foot, so it's a breeze to drive and park. And you go to these older campgrounds, you go to these state parks, a lot of times they don't have the facilities for a larger coach than about 32 or 33 feet. And if they do, they only have very limited sites for them. So I like the fact that the size of this thing is very, very easy to use, especially for those of you who want something to take to the lake for the weekend or to do weekend camping. You know, of course, you know, a 38 footer, if you're going cross country and full timing, a 38 40 footer is going to be a lot more comfortable. But for those of you who are just going to use it a few weeks a year, you're going to love this motorhome. You're going to love the floor plan, the room in it. It's got great storage. Got the storage trays that come out with the slide out. That's a Winnebago exclusive. Winnebago's the first manufacturer and still one of the few that build their own frames in-house. They weren't happy with the quality of the frames they were getting from their aftermarket vendors. So back in the 90s, Winnebago did what no other RV manufacturer did before. They built their own multi-million-dollar frame factory. The benefit of that to you as a buyer is superior fit and finish, because the frame in this motorhome, instead of being built by Lippert or somebody else and used for sold to different manufacturers, the same frame sold to different manufacturers. In other words, you'll see the same frame in a Georgia Boy Cruise Masters, a Fleetwood Expedition, or a Fleetwood Bounder, or a Coachman Murata, and they all have the same exact frame. Well, this allows this frame for this motorhome is built only for a Winnebago Brave 30W, not a Winnebago Brave 30W and all them other ones. It's designed and built by Winnebago workers and engineers for this particular floor plan motorhome. You get a better fit and finish. You get a better ride and drive with less squeaks, less rattles. Of course, that Ford 550 chassis is very heavy duty. Probably more heavy duty than you need for a 30 footer, but you got it. Better to have too much than not enough is what I always say. Corners aren't beat up. The striping and finish it's got the typical 15-year-old cracks in it like you're going to see in any motorhome of this age. But folks, that's part of buying a used motorhome. What you're really looking at is the value. This particular motorhome in 2002, according to the NADA, stickered for $86,000 without adding any fees or any extra options that the dealer might have had installed on this one. So just for fun, I looked up a 2017 Winnebago, or the equivalent of this motorhome in a 17 model. This is how much motorhomes have gone up. In a 2017 Sightseer, the same size, which is not as well built as the Brave was, that's more the cheaper one, prices started at $187,000. They've gone up that much in new RVs. So you're looking at $86,000 new. And of course, you couldn't even begin to buy one today. If you wanted to buy a new Winnebago, you're going to spend $186,000 for a motorhome that's not as well built as this one, or have the amenities this one has. Or you can buy this one checked out, ready to go by my certified RV techs for $29,900. Do the math, folks. And you only got 42,000 miles on it, so it's obviously got a lot of life left to it. Let's look inside. Power steps work great. And folks, let me tell you again, for those of you who are watching my videos for the first time, to keep our overhead down. And when we keep our overhead down, it allows us to sell hard to get motorhomes like this for the price that we sell them for. We don't check these units out till we sell them. You're looking at it just how it came in. Only thing we've done is maybe swept it out and cleaned it up a little on the inside. That's it. I personally drove this motorhome. Drives great, shifts good. Tires ride pretty good. We just drove it 300 miles in here, so obviously it's mechanically it's fine. Dash looks good. Glass looks good. You know, that vinyl covered dash, if they've ever had cats or dogs in here, they love to get up in there and they'll put little pinholes all in it. It has none of that in it. You've got a privacy curtain that goes all the way around the windshield so you don't lose any of your cab space when you're parked at night. You've got 2 swivel seats, and of course Winnebago builds all their own furniture, or most of their own furniture I should say. So you can still get this chair if you need it. You can get that table booth if you need it. If you need this cabinet right here, you can get it. If you need the trim for the slide out, you can still get it. Even though this thing's 15 years old, you can still get just about every part in here directly from Winnebago, and that's the number one thing. That's the reason why I went with them. Now, you may have a totally different reason, but that's the reason I personally went with Winnebago myself. Got the crowned roof, so it's not a flat roof, and it is fiberglass, so very, very little maintenance. You're talking 20 to 30 minutes a year worth of maintenance versus several hours for a rubber roof. And don't get me wrong, folks, rubber roofs, if you take care of them like you should, you keep them clean, you keep them serviced, you keep them sealed, they'll last just as long as a fiberglass or a metal roof. There's just a lot more work involved to make it last that long. And folks, remember, this is only a 30-foot motorhome, but look how much room you have in here. You've got an HDTV up top, it's been upgraded. Table booth makes a bed, sofa makes a separate bed, so you can sleep 6 people. And I guess if you had to, you could probably put a small air mattress in the kitchen area if you need to sleep 1 or 2 more. Got an 8 cubic foot nor cold refrigerator freezer. It's clean and cold. Let me see here. And you can see, of course I haven't had this on no huge amount of time, but it's already 27 degrees there. And the fridge takes a little bit longer to get to operating temp, but it obviously works. We guarantee it to work at the $29.9 price. It just takes these things several hours to get to operating temp. But the main thing to remember, 99% of the time if the freezer works, the fridge works. Because the way these things work, they circulate ammonia gas. If one works, the other one has to. But anyway, I mean, you can really check this thing out nicely, folks. I mean, it's got a walk-through bathroom with a stand-up shower, got the glassed-in shower. And again, folks, this is only a 30-foot motorhome that you've got all this space in. This motorhome's only 9 foot longer than your average F-150 pickup truck. But, you know, for that extra, I guarantee you can't spend the night and have a bathroom, kitchen, and a living room in an F-150 pickup truck. Open this door up, it creates a privacy barrier so you can have the entire bedroom and bathroom to get ready in. RV toilet, you got a medicine cabinet, sink, vent fan, you know, look at the carpeted headliner. No water stains, no water marks. That's because of that fiberglass roof. A lot more resistant to leaks and a lot less maintenance. Generator, 73.3 hours. Queen bed in the back. Got one light bulb I couldn't get to come on, so believe me, folks, that's nothing. I mean, this is a nice motorhome, folks. It really is. You got a lot of space in here. Notice it's even still got the original factory bed cover. Little place right there, and you can also install a TV in this cabinet, or you should be able to. Let's open it up and see. Yep. Now, of course, I know this is for the old CRT TVs, which nobody has anymore, but you know, if you do want us to install a TV in there, just let the salesperson know. Just pay us back whatever it costs us for the mount and the TV, and we'll try to get one in there that'll look right. Even though you are putting a rectangular TV in a square hole, but we'll do the best we can with it. Let's see here, I was going to show you the roof air. Like I said, folks, it's hot out here. It's 90 degrees. And it's getting down there. We're getting down into the 40s, and of course anything under 60, or actually under 55, I think is what the manual says is normal for a roof air. And this has just got a single layer, but with a 30 foot, that's all you need. I mean, you're talking a 15,000 BTU roof air, and we're getting down to low 40s. Obviously, cooling this thing's not going to be a problem. Like I said, I haven't had it on very long, but it's already nice and cool in here. I mean, you can see, and of course, the closer you get to the air, the colder it gets. 30s right there. Got the factory brochure in here. You can see it's all the original factory carpet, original upholstery. I mean, to be honest with you, folks, I wish I had about several of these. These 30Ws are just about impossible to find. They're a neat motorhome in a small package. You got a slide out. You got hydraulic leveling jacks. Generator, CD stereo, battery boost. I'll show you some of the things up here. You've got HWH hydraulic leveling jacks, HWH hydraulic leveling room. This slide out room system was developed with HWH just for Winnebago products. Over here, Now this is a neat little system that most salespeople you talk to are not going to know what this is. This is the coach heater. Winnebago's got a patent on this. What it is, when Winnebago engineers came to realization that when you're driving down the road, 80-90% of the heat from your engine's wasted. They devised this system to actually heat the rear bedroom while you're driving down the road with the wasted heat from the engine. And it's got the added benefit of being wrapped around your water heater. You get a free tank of hot water. CD stereo, tilt, cruise works good. I even got I hadn't seen one of these in forever, a CD. Let's see what we got here. Well, 50s and 60s dancing and romancing. Well, you know, I guess whatever kind of music you like. Glenn Campbell. Well, folks, I'm not saying anything bad, but that obviously tells you what kind of people used to own this motorhome. And it's clean. Really is. 42,820 miles. I just drove it. Drives great. It's $29,900. That includes a major system inspection by our certified RV techs that will be completed after purchase. So in other words, if you take the $29,900 price, this unit will go into line into the shop. They check them out in the order that they're sold, and we're going to drive it. Of course, I've already driven it. My drivers have already driven it, but we've got a mechanic on staff that drives these things and makes sure there's anything that needs to be addressed. We run the generator, we run the roof air, we run the refrigerator. On gas, electric, we check all your plumbing, we check all your propane systems, we check your awning, we check your jack system, we check your slide system, check all your outside bays, make sure they're clean, make sure they open and close and lock like they're supposed to. We also go through, check all your drawers, cabinets, we fold the beds out, make sure they fold out like they're supposed to. You know, we go through a lot on these things. And all that's included for that low $29,900 price. Now, folks, we do offer you two different ways to buy here. We have what I call option A, option B. Option A is what I just described to you. That includes the inspection, and they repair anything in that inspection list that we give them that may not be working, which I can't imagine what that would be, but they will fix it at no additional cost to you. So if we have to put a $1,500 refrigerator in here, or a $4,000 generator, or a $5,000 jack system, we're going to do it, and the price is $29,900. It's not going to go up no matter what we have to spend on it for it to pass that inspection. And I look for this thing to pass it in flying colors fairly quickly because, like I said, I've spent some time in here. I've already checked the generator, I've drove it, I've checked the roof air, the fridge, all that stuff works. That's the most major things that can cost you money if it doesn't. So, and that's what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at, folks, is this is where option B comes in. I know a lot of you don't want to wait to have this thing inspected. I don't know what the current lead time is. You'll have to call beforehand to get the current lead time for a Class A inspection. Because, like I said, they're checked out in the order that they're sold. We sell 600 units a year. I mean, they're lined up in the back every single day with a different amount in front of it. But if you don't want to wait for the inspection, if you want to watch the video that you just watched and you've seen the temperature of everything, if you want to come look at this motor home, we'll run the generator or plug it into power, let you do your own inspection on it before you decide which way you want to go or which option you want to take. Option B gives you a discounted price because option B is buying it as it sets, just like we bought it. No inspection, no guarantee, no walkthrough. The option A includes a demonstration by the RV tech that checked it out. Of course, you lose that when you take option B. Option B, you lose your starter, or you get a starter kit and a temp tag, but you do lose the inspection and the walkthrough. And I do discount it because the main reason being, folks, is because I obviously have a lot of RVs lined up to get checked out. So I would rather take what I'm going to spend checking this unit out and paying my certified RV techs, which, a certified RV tech makes more money in an RV dealership than anybody. I mean, a certified RV tech makes 6 figures a year. And I'm lucky to have the couple that I have. So this allows me to keep from having to buy or pay 20 or 30 of them to pre-check these things by checking them out after we sell them. So what we do is The RV tech that checks it out will give you a walkthrough. That's included for the $29.9. If I don't have to pay them to check this thing, if I don't have to pay them to do a walkthrough, if I don't have to pay them to do any of that stuff, folks, I will take what that cost me and give that to you in the form of a discounted price. It's entirely up to you. I'm not expecting everybody to look at my video and decide, hey, I'm going to buy it just based on what Big Bo said about it. But, so you don't have to make your decision whether you want to take option A or B today. However, what I would like you to do is call ahead, make an appointment with at least 24 hours notice. Have your non-commissioned salesperson go outside and either plug it in or run the generator, turn the air on in the fridge, and let you come out and do your own inspection. And then after you inspect it and you test drive it, you can decide, hey, do I want to leave it here, let them inspect and fix everything on that list? That way I have no worries. Or do I want to just go ahead and take it the day I pay for it and take the discount, which will be more than enough to cover whatever this thing might need, I would imagine, because I've already checked the major stuff. Or do I want to take the discounted price, get to take it home today? That's your call, folks. I can give you my personal recommendation, but it's still your call. Because I know my way around the toolbox. I've got 20 years of experience on these things. I work on 90% of the repairs I have to do to my own, I do myself. I've even got a shop at home that I pull mine in and out of. So, of course, I know most people don't have that background, but a lot of you do. And you may decide, hey, I just take it like it is. So, entirely up to you, folks. Whichever one you want to do, you're going to get a great deal. And you don't have to make that decision right now. You can make that decision after you come look at it in person and drive it. Because I know the internet's great. The internet's, and we do sell a lot of these things sight unseen. We do sell 600 a year almost. But I'm still nothing better than coming looking at it in person. So either way you go, you're going to get a nice motorhome, a hard to find motorhome at that 30W floor plan at a great price. Compared to what they cost new, I mean, you want to buy a 17 model, this is going to save you about 150 grand. If you want to, if you'd bought this thing brand new in 2002, compared to what this thing is now, it's going to save you about 60 grand. So it's different ways of looking at it. But either way you go, folks, you're getting a nice clean motorhome. I know it's used, it's 15 years old, it's got 15 years worth of age and use. I'm not blowing smoke up your behind and telling you that it's brand new, because there's no such thing as a like new RV or a perfect used RV. Used is used, and that's why you're buying it. That's the price that you pay to save the kind of money over what these things cost new, is the price you have to pay, whether you buy from us, another dealer, or for sale by owners. That everything in this particular motorhome is 15 years old. It's 15 years worth of age and use and wear and tear. It's not perfect. We're going to make sure, if you take the $29.9 option, we're going to make sure that all the important systems function like they're supposed to. Now, it does not cover cosmetic in any shape, form, or fashion. If cosmetic imperfections don't affect the functionality of it, that's part of buying a used one, folks. If you want to save some money, give us a call, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. 49-year-old family-owned and operated, third-generation RV dealership here. We're one of the largest, oldest, and most successful independently owned used RV dealerships in the country today. Folks, we've got these things coming in, and I don't know how well you can see through this windshield. Those 4 or 5 units just came in the last 30, 45 minutes. We're stacking them deep and selling them cheap, folks. $29.9 while it lasts with the inspection, or if you want a discounted price and want to take it as is, as it sets, just call us and one of my salespeople will give you a price. And it helps to call us too before you decide which way you want to go, because they can send you a list of what we check out for and repair if needed for the price you pay, and they can tell you, and they can also tell you what the current lead time is for a Class A checkout if you bought it that day, and they can tell you how our sales process works. We have financing available with approved credit and down payment. Now keep in mind, folks, when you get into this age, these older motorhomes like this, the financing, you have to pay a little bit more down. Normally it's just 10%, but depending on your particular credit, you may have to pay a little more. Just contact our sales department. They'll go over all the financing options with you, tell you how to apply for financing, which you can do from our website, parkwayrvcenter.com. But if you do send a credit app in, please, folks, call as soon as possible. Talk to one of the salespeople, whoever's available when you call. That way they kind of have a background story, what you're looking to do, and all that stuff. So, because you never know, I mean, and this happens a lot. Somebody will call on a certain one, and the salesperson they get to know the buyer and know what they're looking for, and put them in one that they like 10 times better that they didn't even know about because it's not posted online. Because these things, folks, they literally come in here every day. We sell almost 600 a year. We buy almost 600 a year. I mean, these things don't sit around. The grass don't grow under them. I mean, they're here. They're priced to sell quick. There's such a nationwide shortage of used motorhomes right now in this price range that we can't keep them in stock, and it's getting harder and harder to find them. What I'm selling today for $29,900, maybe $39,900 several months from now. I may not be able to replace it for what I'm selling them for, but as long as I can get them for the price I'm getting them for, and thanks to my 49 years in business, I've got sources that other dealers can only dream of to buy used inventory. Excuse me, folks, I got a little frog in my throat. And that's why our prices are so much lower. No commission salespeople, no games, no gimmicks, no trouble, no drama, no fees, low prices. Family owned and operated RV dealership for almost half a century. Give us a call, 706-965-7929. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. Nationwide deliveries available. People fly in to pick these RVs up. We'll pick you up at the airport for free in Chattanooga, Tennessee during business hours and more. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.